What's good, y'all? It's your boy Ross back at again with another video. So I'm gonna check out Randy Orton embarrassed by WWE. WWE leaks canceled plans. Nia Jax is receiving some heat. WWE disaster and other WWE related news. I kind of know what some of these topics and stories are about. I know the Randy Orton situation. I believe a fan was telling him how much the tickets cost at WrestleMania. I think that fan said something like upwards to $30K for like both nights, and he was like, "That is ridiculous. That's actually kind of embarrassing that they're charging that much for these ticket prices." And you know, that's been a topic of conversation as of late, with how much TKO WWE is now charging for their PLEs and their shows, because that just makes no sense why you're paying $30,000 for 2 nights. You know, yes, you're gonna get a great experience, but it in my opinion, the value does not add up to $30,000 for both nights. So we're gonna check this out. Appreciate all love, support. Let's get right into it, man.
It is WrestleMania here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including Randy Orton is embarrassed by WWE, the real reason WWE picked Joe Hendry for WrestleMania, the cancelled WrestleMania match card is leaked, Booker T addresses the sleeping allegation, was Charlotte Flair stiff with Tiffany, John Cena set for another PLE, the WrestleMania roast was a total disaster, WWE Star Injured, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new videos on WrestleMania XL. Now let's see the intro and get straight into our first story. Now, first story looks at Randy Orton is embarrassed by WWE. The top of today's news is a viral video of WWE legend Randy Orton, who is taking issue with WWE and TKO's pricing model for tickets to major events. Now, it's no secret that ticket prices have surged significantly since TKO took over WWE, and now Orton has called out the company for this revenue-focused action. In the viral clip, Orton is stunned when a fan reveals how much they really paid for their WrestleMania ticket. Orton even goes as far as saying that it's embarrassing. Now, this is a truly horrible look for WWE and TKO, and if a multi-millionaire is calling them out on their pricing model, then there's clearly an issue. WWE's horrendous PR week is continuing, as within the past 24 hours, The Rock delivered a total train crash of an interview with Pat McAfee, and now Orton is calling them out for their ticket prices. Something really needs to change with WWE's ticket prices. Next up,
Facts, bro. That's why the contention of, oh, they wanted The Rock to pull up to sell more tickets for the Elimination Chamber, which I'm pretty sure they were already charging a crazy amount for people to show up to the Elimination Chamber before they even wanted The Rock to pull up. That could possibly be a reason why some people would be reluctant, no matter what you put on the card, to pay these crazy amount of prices, bro. Like, it's all cool that the company is the hottest it's ever been in quite some time, but you don't want to essentially hurt your fan, like your core fan base, by taxing them even more because it's popular. Like, I get it, you know, supply and demand, the more popular it is, the more people are going to want to go, the more people are going to want to shell out to see these shows. But the economy that we're living in, when a millionaire is telling you, someone that's really, you know, been paid for a very long time, telling you $30,000 for a fucking ticket for 2 nights at WrestleMania or however much it was, is ridiculous. Then it probably is ridiculous, because that's an absurd amount of money for you know, for these shows. Like, no, like, they gotta work on trying to keep the core fan base, you know, wanting to show up and having these prices be reasonable. I think they're making enough money where they can do that. So
the real reason WWE picked Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry made his WrestleMania debut this past weekend, and now a new report has surfaced related to who was responsible for selecting Hendry for the prestigious role. According to the reliable Corey Hayes over on X, the decision was made by the aforementioned Randy Orton.
I heard
Hayes
about
reported that Orton handpicked Hendry as he was a fan of his work. I was informed that multiple names were pitched for Randy Orton's open challenge at WrestleMania, but Orton had handpicked Joe Hendry as he's a fan of Hendry and his
That's
work.
awesome.
Now, this is a huge nod of approval from Orton, and it seems incredibly likely that Hendry becomes a full-time WWE talent once his TNA contract expires. Next up, the real...
And I know I've seen people say, oh, they buried Hendry. I don't think that's a burial. Obviously, whoever came out there, they weren't going to beat Randy Orton. And you can tell this was obviously an impromptu match, so they didn't give them that much time. But I think this was a good moment for Joe Hendry to get some of his offense in and, kind of get his moment at WrestleMania. I mean, that's something crazy when you really think about it. He was able to be a part of his very first WrestleMania, so I wouldn't consider that a burial. He had one of, if not maybe the loudest pop at WrestleMania this weekend. So I honestly, when you take in consideration of, the type of atmosphere they were in, and for him to get that type of reaction, one of the loudest reactions from the entire weekend, I wouldn't consider it a burial. I think, having Randy Orton specifically choose him for that reason, I think that leads to, some potential great things in the future for Joe Hendry in WWE.
The reason Lex Luga missed WrestleMania. A WWE Hall of Famer Lex Luga was mysteriously absent from WrestleMania 41. WWE did their traditional spot where their new inductees get their moment on the stage, however Luga was absent and he wasn't even mentioned. According to PW Insider Elite, the reason Luga missed WrestleMania was because the Hall of Fame took a toll on him physically. We've received a lot of emails asking why Lex Luga didn't appear during the 2025 Hall of Fame recognition ceremony at WrestleMania 41 Night 1. The story making the rounds is that the Hall of Fame ceremony the night before, which ran long, was a lot for Luga physically, so informed WWE he needed rest and wouldn't make the show. Now, additionally, Luga himself would then appear on the Ariel Helwani podcast, and Luga confirmed the report was factually correct. It's wild how that stuff catches fire. When all that happened, the next day on Saturday, I could hardly get out of bed. I called the guys and they were cool about it. They said, look, we'd love to have you down there. Let's see how you feel later in the day. But it was obvious by later in the afternoon that I wasn't going to be able to get out there. Now, one other rumor that was making the round was that Lex Luga ditched WrestleMania 41 Night 1 for WrestleCon, as they were offering more money, but that simply is not the case. Now, hopefully Luga is doing okay and now is able to get some rest following a hectic weekend. Next up, a new WrestleMania.
Yeah, I'm sure people don't realize what goes into, them getting ready for the show and, the Hall of Fame. It took place late at night. And obviously, his body is not what it once was. So, that can take a toll on someone, especially that's not used to actively moving that much, trying to get to one place to another in a timely fashion. So, hey, if he needs to rest up, that's fine. He's in the Hall of Fame as he deserves to be there for WWE. I don't think you need to push it.
WrestleMania location revealed. Now, Orlando is set to make a bid for WrestleMania in 2031. Well, the news was officially announced by the Sports Business Journal, who stated that the Orange County Commissioners approved millions for Orlando to bid for a future WrestleMania. Orange County Commissioners on Tuesday approved millions related to Orlando's bid to host the Jaguars in 2027 and lure WWE and UFC events, according to Ryan Lynch of Orlando Business Journal. The commission voted to distribute $29.46 million in tourist development tax sports incentive funds related to 5 requests. The biggest items were $80 million for the Greater Orlando Sports Commission to draw 4 future events from the WWE and UFC, including WrestleMania in 2031. The city's bidding for WrestleMania events 6 years in advance is kind of crazy, and it goes to show the value of the WrestleMania brand. Next up, SummerSlam match teased.
Because they know that whole week, they're going to be making a lot of money. The city's going to be making a lot of money. You count from Monday all the way to the next Monday, city's going to be making, well, honestly, probably Tuesday. NXT, I think, usually will be the last show that they're in the city. NXT, yeah, that's a lot of money, multiple days, multiple events, multiple conventions, all type of wrestling-related stuff. The city eats off that, off the influx of people coming in to pay whatever they need to pay, hotels, the city eats off that. So, yeah, I can see why they're trying to get in on the action because, WWE is hot right now. And I'm sure Las Vegas, they made a ton of money just having it out there.
And WrestleMania is now in the rear view, and WWE are looking towards SummerSlam 2025. One WWE talent is already trying to get on the Night 2 card, as Chelsea Green has directly called out Nikki Bella. During WrestleMania weekend, the current Women's US Champion called out Bella for a match at SummerSlam. Interestingly, Bella also recently name-dropped Green for a potential match.
Okay.
There was a lot of disappointment from fans that Green was left off the WrestleMania
she should have been there.
with Green being the first and current Women's US Champion. Her and the title should have been showcased in some capacity on the grand stage.
For sure.
It was reported last week that the various pitches were made for Green, including hosting the major event, but all of those were ultimately rejected, which is a huge shame.
For sure.
Next up, WWE leaks the cancelled WrestleMania match card. And just a matter of seconds into the trailer for the new Netflix series WWE
yeah, I think I've seen
Unreal,
this post.
Triple H is seen in the boardroom discussing the planned matches for WrestleMania 4.
I don't really like this. Kayfabe is already damn near, I mean, it is dead. But I don't like that they're doing all the behind the scenes of that, the script, being produced and, the meetings involving the script and how that plays out. And no, it's not because y'all think I'd be a part of the meetings right here or in the boardrooms. As you see, I'm not there. I'm not on nobody's laptop. Nobody's zooming me the script or anything like that. It's not because y'all could potentially see me. No, it has nothing to do with it. The reason why I'm not the biggest fan of it, because I think there is such thing as exposing too much of the business. Yes, we know there's script writers. Yes, we know there's things that they do to set up these matches and stipulations. We get that. But when you start peeling back the veil to the point where now we're showing past scripts and how they were formulated and how things played out, I personally don't think that needs to be happening. I think you want to leave at least some type of mystique to how the process goes down. That's just my personal opinion on it. But hey, it has nothing to do with me writing the script because I don't.
41. Interestingly, in the shot is a whiteboard which features the original planned matches for the biggest show of the year. And on the board itself, matches include the likes of WWE Championship Cody Rhodes versus John Cena, Roman Reigns versus CM Punk or Seth Rollins, World Heavyweight Championship match of CM Punk or Seth Rollins versus Gunther, the Women's World Championship match of Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair, the WWE Women's Championship Jade Cargill versus Nia Jax, Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens, the Wyatt Six versus the Judgment Day, a women's tag match of Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch versus Io Sky and Asuka.
Oh, good God. What? Oh, they would have been heels. Oh, they would have been heels. I mean, it makes sense now that Becky is a heel now, so, but they would have been booed. In comparison to Io and Asuka, nah. It would have been fun, though. It would have been fun.
Sky and Asuka, AJ Styles versus Logan Paul, Bad Bunny versus Dominic Mysterio, Braun Breaker versus Drew McIntyre, and Rey Mysterio with Travis Scott versus Chad Gable. Now, some of these matches are vastly different to what we ended up getting last weekend. Matches such as Flair and Lynch teaming together and Cargill versus Jax seems incredibly random and sporadic. There is speculation related to when exactly the clip is from. Fans are of the belief that these are plans from early January, just before the Royal Rumble. This theory predominantly comes from the fact that the men's Rumble winner Jey Uso isn't even on the card. The women's Rumble winner, that being Flair, is competing for the tag titles. It also indicates that Jey Uso really wasn't in their long-term plans of being World Heavyweight Champion. Next up, Booker T addresses the sleeping allegations. One of the most viral moments of the weekend was a clip of Booker T sleeping at the Hall of Fame. The footage was hilarious, and now Booker has outright claimed that he wasn't in fact sleeping. On last night's NXT broadcast, Vic Joseph poked fun at Booker for sleeping in the event, and Booker would outright claim that he was praying. Joseph would then fire back at Booker's claims by asking, how was your WrestleMania weekend once you woke up? Next up, the scrapped WrestleMania entrance.
And that's funny, bro. I mean, they were out there to past 12 o'clock, and they had, obviously, I want to say that was right before NXT Stand and Deliver, which I did check out, and it was actually pretty good. That triple threat match with Obafemi, Javon, and Trick Williams, chef's kiss. It seems like WrestleMania weekend, the triple threats, they cooked up. So I get it. They had to get ready for the show and prepare themselves and stuff like that. I mean, that's a long time to be sitting there, after, Raw, SmackDown goes off the air, and that's a long time. people got to get prepared for the next few days.
Entrance revealed. WWE legend Rey Mysterio was pulled from WrestleMania 41 due to an injury, and now it surfaced that WWE had grand plans for Mysterio's entrance on the grand stage. PW Insider Elite are reporting that Mysterio was originally scheduled to make a nostalgic entrance, complete with his iconic leap from the stage platform. This would have been incredible,
cool.
and hopefully WWE are able to reuse the special entrance if Mysterio wrestles at next year's event. Next up was Charlotte Flair stiff with Tiffany Stratton. Now, it's not Tiffy time, it's Stiffy time, as most of the focus when it came to the Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair match from WrestleMania was a stiffness on display. Both women were laying it in, and it was apparent that there was a genuine tension between the two talented women. Now, according to PW Insider Elite, backstage sources claim that Flair was really laying it in during the match. Stratton was noticeably banged up following the match, and it even looked like she had chipped her tooth. Next up, John Cena set for another WWE PLE. The WWE released the first official promotional poster for Money in the Bank yesterday. The poster features the typical names such as Cody Rhodes and CM Punk, but it also features WWE Champion John Cena. In the aftermath of the poster surfacing online, WWE have confirmed that the 2025 Money in the Bank event, which is set to emanate from the Intuit Dome in Inglewood, California, will feature Cena on the show. Have been calls to see WWE run back Cena versus Punk on the...
I mean, it writes itself. CM Punk, John Cena, we take it back all the way to 2011, but now the roles have essentially reversed, and now we got a heel John Cena versus a babyface CM Punk at Money in the Bank. Let's run it back. Will the match be as good? Probably not, but you never know. They can tell a great story.
The show, and with both names advertised, this seems like a distinct possibility. Money in the Bank has been positioned as one of the biggest PLEs of the year in recent years, and some even unofficially label it as part of the new WWE Big Five, joining the Rumble, SummerSlam, Survivor Series, and of course, WrestleMania. Next up, the WrestleMania roast was a disaster. As everyone expected, WWE's WrestleMania roast was said to be a total disaster, and now stories are surfacing from talent who basically aired their personal grievances at the event. According to numerous fans in attendance, Nia Jax went in on Charlotte Flair and Cody Rhodes. It stated that Jax attacked Flair for not being liked and having multiple ex-husbands. When it comes to Rhodes, Jax stated that Rhodes was fake, and she questioned his genuineness. This is a terrible look for Jax, and fans are speculating that Jax may already have some backstage heat, and this was her lashing out. Jax was mysteriously left off the WrestleMania card despite having an extended run with the women's title months prior and being presented as one of the top stars in the division. Publicly bashing two of the biggest WWE names in this manner won't exactly help her position in the company, and we'll keep you posted if any backlash surfaces from her harsh comments. The roast officially went off the rails when a joke was made by Tony Hinchcliffe about Logan Paul and his infamous Forest video. The joke didn't go down well, and it was even interrupted by Triple H, who basically brought the show to a close. I mean, what the hell were WWE thinking? Finally, I
mean, they tried to do something different, but with roast, you kind of got to be aware that they're going to be some serious conversations and topics that going to get talked about because those are the most roastable offenses. So I don't know, especially with a company that's trying to stay as green as possible and not bring up any controversy.
WWE Star Injured. Our final story today takes a look at the latest injury news, as it's been reported that new Bloodline member Tama Tonga is injured. The news related to Tonga was revealed by Body Slam, who stated that the injury is so severe that Tonga may require surgery. Another WWE superstar is said to be out of action due to an injury. Bodyslam.net and PWN's Cody Rhodes has confirmed that WWE superstar Tama Tonga is set to miss some time due to injury that appears could require surgery. Currently, there's no timetable for Tama Tonga's return, and it's believed that LA Knight's attack on last Friday on SmackDown was a way to write Tama off television while he deals with an undisclosed injury.
That makes sense.
Fans on social media today are now discussing if the new Bloodline is finished. Jacob Fatu is firmly established as a single star, having won the US title at Mania, and as for Solo Sikoa, WWE have evidently given up any hope of him being a main event level attraction. But with that being said, we extend our well wishes to Tonga and wish him a fast and full recovery.
For sure.
But there you have it, folks, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave it.
Yeah, this was a crazy one, man. Yeah, no, I'm wishing Tama Tonga a speedy recovery. Yeah, I think the Bloodline story for the most part has finally ended. especially with, you know, what went down with Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns. I'm sure there's still something to tell with, you know, Jacob Fatu and Solo, but outside of that, you know, both the Tongans are sidelined. I think the storyline's done, and I think it's reached its finished for now. We may get it revisited, you know, once they potentially do a Roman versus Solo feud potentially. But outside of that, I think it's done for now. It's ran its course. It's been some of the great, you know, the greatest storyline, you know, we've seen in WWE for a very long time. So, hey, it is what it is. But comment down below. Let me know some other wrestling related videos y'all want me to check out. I definitely will. I appreciate all love, support. Road to 150K. Appreciate y'all kicking with me. See you on the next one. Peace.